Hey, what's up, y'all? Doing art stream today. Um, I've been wanting to do this one for like 3, 4 weeks now. I got back from my vacation and or is this before my vacation? I don't know. Anyway, I had an idea. I watched a Jazz stream like some time ago, and he did like a really cool like art RPG like fantasy drawing challenge, which I thought was cool. I've been meaning to try it out. I have a couple random generator wheels set up. Basically, what it is you pick an iconic. Well, you have a random wheel generator. Pick a character, and then you have a random wheel generator. Pick a D&D class, and it's going to be a different one than what you would think that they would be. So, like for example, like well, he is actually one of the ones on my wheel. I don't know if it's going to be or not, but Link from Legend of Zelda as like a was like something very different. Like he's like basically a fighter or like a bard, right? What's something completely different? Link is like a fucking warlock, basically. So that's the idea of the drawing challenge. So we'll see how this go. We'll see how this goes. I got a generator up here. 1 second. I'll show you. I'm gonna show you guys the generator as I spin it. If I can find it. Here we go. So or we can wait just like a minute for some people to come in. But anyway, yeah, this is the idea. I've got a bunch of people on here. Link, Daenerys. Although the thing with Daenerys is I honestly can't think what she would actually be in the show because she doesn't really do much fighting of her own. Maybe like a ranger who uses a fucking dragon, if that was even a thing. A ranger with a dragon pet. I don't know. But Link, Daenerys, Aragorn. I decided Maleficent, Bilbo, Kratos, Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender, and Fezzik if we have any Princess Bride fans, hopefully. I was thinking Inigo, and then I'm like, he's just like a swordsman. I mean, he's awesome, but I just couldn't really picture it. I think Fezzik is cool as like a barbarian. What would he be as something different? So that's my list of characters. All right. We are gonna spin the wheel. See what we get. I did do a couple test spins a while ago, just out of curiosity. Ooh, that was so close. Okay, Link. Honestly, I was kind of hoping for Link. I think Link would be a really fun one. I feel like actually some streams ago when I was doing art, I was like thinking about it because like I'm a big Drawfee fan, if you guys know Drawfee, and they had like a couple really cool ones of doing characters in different styles. And Nathan did a really awesome one of Link in the style of what is the artist's name? I'm gonna probably butcher the name, but Gindi. What's his freaking name? That did the Star Wars Clone Wars ones. One of the Star Wars clones one. He did Link in that style, and it was really cool. So I'll probably, I mean, this will probably end up being Link in my style. And then what the class. Now, honestly, I might do this a couple of times. I might be a little bit cheap with this. If it's something that I don't think is gonna be interesting, I'll probably, yeah, I'm not gonna cheat it out of like making this easy for myself. I'm gonna cheat it if it's something that's just, well, I'm gonna cheat it if it's something that is already what he is. Like, if you like if you did Kratos and you got fighter, like obviously that defeats the point of the prompt, right? So hopefully we get something cool. Oh, fuck. I just completely fucked my tablet. No, it's fine. Everything is fine. Nothing's broken. I was just like excited because I was like, either one of those is cool. Wizard or Warlock, either one would be fun. So we're doing Warlock. So now one of the fun aspects of this is thinking of lore. Like thinking of like a lore, like this is how Jazza did it. It was like thinking, not just doing it surface level and going, what does this look like? But actually thinking about the lore reasons as to why this would be. Which actually kind of reminds me of another YouTuber I've been watching, another art YouTuber I've been watching, Sam Does Art. Because he does a lot of really cool ones where he takes people's, like people submit their OCs to him, and he'll like reimagine them as, like usually like hero characters, and he'll reimagine them as villains. And he does the same thing. He's like, this is the lore you gave me. This is the fucking way that things would go down that would make them a villain. So I think that's going to be the fun part of this. So Link as a warlock. Let me switch over to my Clip Studio Art, Clip Studio Paint. Let's see. Oh, so that's the entire screen. Hopefully nothing. Okay. Clip Studio Paint. Now I am going to be looking for reference images. Want to do this right. Plus, it's only been like 9 minutes since my stream started. Not even. Probably not even. I do want people to get a chance to get people in here. I'm letting those thoughts marinate in my head. So a warlock has a patron, right? So if we want to go into lore reasons, it would, it'd be very easy to just draw Link in a warlock aesthetic or warlock clothing. That's easy. The fun thing about this, warlock specifically, is who would his patron be? Now, honestly, I love Legend of Zelda. I've been playing it. I was very late to playing Legend of Zelda. I started playing Legend of Zelda technically I started playing when Twilight Princess came out on GameCube. But I never got very far in that one. And then I didn't finish my first full Legend of Zelda game until I was an adult, which was Link to the Past on an emulator, which is still one of my favorites. I actually have fan art from that one. But anyway, the point is, I've been playing it probably about 10 years. I did eventually go back and finish Twilight Princess, one of my favorites. My lore knowledge is maybe not 100% the best. We can look into some stuff. I know that there's the goddess Hylia, right? And he wouldn't have, just because he's a warlock doesn't mean he has to be, a warlock of, an evil patron. I mean, we typically think of warlocks as having demons, but I think in D&D, or at least the way Baldur's Gate does it, is you have actually 3 different types of it. All it has to be is a powerful entity. It doesn't have to be a demon, doesn't have to be a god. It just has to be some sort of powerful entity that can grant you power, grant the warlock power. And warlocks don't have to be evil. So Hylia is a possibility. I mean, in a way, he kind of already is, right? I mean, isn't Link, which doesn't describe just one individual, but describes the chosen hero? Isn't I mean, as I said, my lore is rusty, but isn't he kind of already a chosen of Hylia? The chosen hero of Hylia? Because she's the one that started the whole freaking thing, right? I haven't played Skyward Sword, so I don't know the origin stuff. Yeah, Hylia's literally Hylia's chosen hero. So you could do Hylia, or I could do like a dark twist on it and have Link like a corrupted Link, which would be what would it be? I think I like my first thought, and was going. I hope I'm not completely butchering the lore for this to make sense in the lore. But my first thought was, wouldn't it be cool if it was Link as like a villain, as like having Ganon as his patron. I mean, obviously that was my first thought, because like the first thing you think of with warlocks is demons, right? Demons and devils. I mean, Ganon is like literally a demon, right? I mean, well, he becomes a demon, but like he's literally a demon. So I feel like I could go either way. If I go Hylia, you know, Hylia is definitely not like the typical thing you'd think of, I feel like, for a warlock. But as I said, in at least in like Baldur's Gate, you have, which is honestly probably my most knowledge of like the lore of D&D, outside of, I mean, I've played D&D, but like that's where I got like the most of like the lore, the actual lore. The sessions I've done in the past, like they've not really delved into like the actual lore of you know, of the world of D&D. So the most I know about it is from Baldur's Gate. You have like you have the ancient one or whatever. You have like the Fae one, and then you have like demonic entities, right? But as I said, it can be any powerful entity. So the question here is, if I do go Hylia, what kind of shit would he have from that? Like, the aesthetic is probably not hard to figure out, but like, what kind of powers would he have? Honestly, I think that's not going to be all that interesting, because he kind of already is. He kind of already is like hero with the patron and power of Hylia, right? I'm gonna go Ganon. I like darker shit. We're gonna go Ganon. This would be like an alternate universe, alternate fucking. I mean, there's already multiple timelines in Legend of Zelda, so hopefully the rest of the. I mean, I include myself in the Zelda fandom, but hopefully the rest of the Zelda fandom doesn't want to crucify me for having an alternate timeline where Link is a villain. Patron is Ganon. So, all right, let's do this. I'm gonna get some fucking reference images up in here. Man, I kind of want like a Twilight Princess Link, because that's like the edge boy Link, right? Like that's what drew me to it, man. Like, you know, when I was like a kid, when I get like Game Boy, you know, I was still in the phase of my life as like a boy where I was like, I didn't want to play stuff that was like lame. Like like, you know, even like Harry Potter, like we read that as a kid, and I stopped reading it because it was not edgy enough. And it's so funny because I literally stopped reading it because it wasn't edgy enough, literally right when it was getting edgy and dark. So like, I think probably I don't know the reason I never played Zelda, but I do know the reason I started being interested in it is because Twilight Princess was some edgelord shit. So, or it was like the most mature version of the character. All right, let's see. This is gonna be more interesting if you guys look at what I'm looking at, but the problem is I always forget to switch it back when I'm done. Edgelord Link. Let's find the edgiest Edgelord Link. I'm also trying to do better with actually doing like dynamic poses and stuff. So how about what if I take this one? I really need to start doing more dynamic poses, man. I always draw my characters trying to work on poses. So I think this one's pretty good. Yeah, this one's good. And then let's get Ganon. We're doing like full. We're doing like the boar. We want to do like boar Ganon. You know, honestly, I actually really love how he is in Link to the Past. I think this is the Link to the Past one. That's probably not dark. It's probably not really much of a stylistic match. Maybe, but yeah, maybe like I mean the same one but in a different style. I could either go this. Yeah, I could either go this one, or I could go, you know, like the Twilight Princess one. I mean, we'll probably stick with the same game, same aesthetic. Let's get this open. Hey, listen. Fuck you. Fuck you, Navi. Shut up. That's such a small resolution, man. Yeah, there we go. Oh, you know what I want to do as well. I'm trying to think. There's definitely some other characters with more in Legend of Zelda with clothing that's a little bit more. Well, maybe like a Ganondorf one. Maybe he has Ganondorf-esque clothing. I don't know. Anyway, we have some inspiration to work from. I can get started. Get that out of the way. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. Some water. It's been 20 minutes. Let's get some actual drawing started. Oh, wait. See? I almost forgot to switch it back. See, this is what I'm talking about. I almost forgot to switch it back to the screen. I'm glad I got that. If I had stayed on my reference image on my screen, I would have missed that. So I've been very hyped for a while because so my wife is not like a big gamer, but I convinced her to try Split Fiction with me, since it's like a co-op one, and we've enjoyed playing co-op ones before. Like we've played like Overcooked, and I was watching a stream of it. I watched like a stream of like just the beginning of it, and I'm like, shit, this is actually really good because I think it's like a really good way to introduce somebody, like just ease somebody into mechanics that does not really have a lot of gaming experience. And we finally played it tonight, like right before my stream, and she liked it. She picked it up fast too. Like I was surprised, not like too surprised, but yeah, she picked it up fast. And I think the only thing that's a little bit tough is like the camera. Even I'd been like a gamer for like a long fucking time before I had to ever deal with the in a controller you have like the fucking left stick and the right stick and you have to move them at the same time. Like I never did that in the game until I went to friends' houses and we played I played Halo like Slayer with friends. And oh my god, that shit took me forever to get used to that. Because I wasn't like a shooters guy. I didn't really start playing even now I don't really play shooters unless they're like story games or like RPGs like Fallout. I really not like a shooter guy. Talking about like crucifying me, I've never played like any of the Halo games in terms of like the actual campaigns, and I know that's something I'm gonna have to get to at some point. This has kind of been my shit like recently, I know I've talked about this before, but people are talking about like how expensive like brand new AAA games are now. And then the Switch to me like, oh yeah, $80, $90 games. And I'm like, you know what? I don't need that shit. I'm going and playing like old stuff that I missed out on the first time around. Like 10 years ago, I started doing that with Pokemon. I started doing that with Legend of Zelda. I started working my way through. Like I'm literally working my way through all the Zelda games. There's been like so many old games that I've gone back and played. Like that's how you justify not. That's how you get away with not spending $1 million on new games. And even when I do buy new games, it's like usually they've been out for like a while. That's my shit right now. Just play all the old games that I missed out on. All right, so how do we make this more? Well, let's we're still working on the base. Let's finish getting the base down. And get ahead of myself here. Oh man, see, this is why I need to do more shit from reference. Like I'm always shocked that I can actually draw. Like when I draw from a reference like this, I'm like, wait a minute, you're telling me that I actually can draw? I actually am good at drawing? When the fuck did that happen? When you started using a reference, dumbass. Alright, here we go. Feet suck though. I'm like that Rob Liefeld life. Suck at drawing feet. That shit. Feet are weird. Feet and boots. I don't know. Is drawing feet in shoes or not in shoes or barefoot harder to draw? I don't know. They both. You'd think it'd be easier to draw shoes, and maybe it is, but I think they both have their challenges. Especially boots are fucking weird when you have this shit going on, like his heel raised. Like, boot looks fucking weird. Like, because you have to draw the boot bending, like folding. Oh man, I want to see if any of the people in my Discord chat group are gonna join. I had some interest. Somebody said they were gonna try to watch this at the same time as something else. I'm like, that's relatable. Like they were like, can my computer handle watching two things at once? Relatable. Like, I want to watch your stream, but also I want to watch this shit. What the fuck did I make this? Is this sword that big? This sword is not that big, dude. The hilt of this sword is not that freaking big. You know, I'm just making it too... You need to simplify. Simplify... Is it weird that I think hands are easier to draw than feet? Fucking feet, man. Everyone says hands are what's hard. And they are. But maybe it's just that I just practice drawing hands more, or I try to draw hands more. Whereas feet, I'm just like, there's a foot. I don't know. I'm not simplifying. I said I gotta simplify. I love when I'm like, oh, I gotta do the thing instead of doing the thing. And then I proceed to do the other thing. And then I'm like, no, I gotta do the thing instead of, and then I do the thing. The other thing. No, I gotta do the other thing instead of the other thing. And then I do the other thing. Alright. It's just brain. It's just brain. And it's ADHD brain and multitasking brain. I say I'm gonna do something and then I'm like, oh, I gotta do that thing, and then like 5 minutes later I'm like, oh, I forgot to do that thing. That's what it feels like. You know, I realize I'm drawing him in this fighting position, and warlocks can't have like Pact of the Blade. He probably would be Pact of the Blade though. I was like, why am I drawing a warlock in like a fighter pose? But it's fine. He's still Link. He's still gonna be. He probably shouldn't have the Master Sword though, huh? If he's turned evil. Because doesn't the Master Sword have to like accept him as a wielder? It's like fucking Excalibur, right? Like only the chosen hero can wield it. If he's been corrupted. Does Ganondorf have a cool sword? No, I mean I'm positive he does. Let me see if I can find the Ganon sword. Oh, that's sick. Okay, let's do this one. Alright, he's gonna be wielding Ganondorf's sword. I'm sure that there are some, like, Legend of Zelda purists that hate me right now. But it's gonna be Link wielding Ganondorf's sword. Oh, this is a 3D model. I can put it exactly in the pose that I need. Position that I need. That's beautiful. Thank you, Nikao, for making this 3D model. That is sick. Okay, that'll do. Sick. That means I gotta undo everything I just did. I don't have brain. What is brain? What is brain? I have the dumb. Brain, what is brain? Dumb? I have the dumb. I have the dumb. What is brain? Wait a minute. What am I doing? No brain, only dumb. I was like literally going back and forth about how I needed to simplify that. Finally got it correct. And then realized that sword doesn't make sense. That's just my logic. Sometimes my logic doesn't make sense to other people though. Sometimes there's like weird jump cuts in my logic. And people are like, I don't know how the fuck you came to that conclusion. And I'm like, honestly, I don't know how I came to that conclusion either. But I'm here. Yo, this is like a pretty sick one though. It goes like, it's like a, isn't there like a fucking name for this kind of sword? It's not even like a sword. There's like a fucking name for this shit. I feel like there is. Either way, it's sick. It has this very weird like pattern around it. But we're just simple right now. Alright, where's the link picture? I gotta fix his leg. Boot. I mean, honestly, most of his shit is probably the same, but then I can't draw feet, but that's okay, because there is a famous comic book artist who draws feet even worse. See, like, honestly, you know what inspires me more than good art? Good art that I see in professional, like, shit. Like, I'm a comic artist, right? I like doing, like, comic. The shit that inspires me is when I see art that is either as bad as mine or shittier than mine. I'm like, if this art... I mean, it's not just bad art. Like, I see, fuck, I cannot get this leg right. I cannot fuck your feet, Link. I'm not into feet, but fuck your feet. Not like that. Seriously, I hate feet, man. Hands are easy to simplify, right? You have like a fucking, you have the fucking main part of the hand, and you have the thumb, base of the thumb, and then you have finger. Boom. Whatever, I'm not trying. I'm not even trying, and it's easier to draw than a foot. Base of the shit, base of the shit, finger to shit, but not like that. And then the other finger, then the other finger, then the thumb, boom, hand, right? Fucking feet is like, dude, I'm literally looking at the fucking feet in the reference photo, and I cannot draw the feet. Hand, I look at the reference of the hand and I draw the hand. Done, easy. I look at the reference photo of the feet. What is foot? I wanna say, fuck your feet, but not like that, because I hate feet. I hate them. I hate them. Feet are horrible. Feet suck. Also, hands are cool. Like, if you can draw a hand, like, semi-successfully, look at all the cool shit hands can do, dude. Like you can put them in, like fucking, like, what is the coolest thing about, like, a fucking wizard or sorcerer is when they're, like, going like this shit, right? Hands are cool. Like, they're hard to draw, but at least they're interesting and they're cool. Feet is like, here's a foot. Like, if I successfully draw a foot that looks halfway decent, oh, great, cool, oh, cool, yeah, fantastic. If I draw a hand successfully that looks good and cool, hell yeah, that's a fucking cool hand. See, feet are hard to draw, and you don't even get any, like, satisfaction from it. Feet are stupid. I think instead of feet, people should just have, like, hooves. There. I don't understand how there's, like, a whole... like, isn't it, like, the most common, like, kink that people have is being into feet? Feet suck though, dude. Feet suck. I'm not even coming at it from the angle of like feet are gross. Like as long as you're relatively hygienic, they're not that gross. They just suck. Feet just suck. They're not interesting. They're not interesting shapes. See, like if somebody had like, I'm pretty sure there are people, at least like women who have like hand or like forearm fetish. There are women that have like forearm fetish, right? Like they look at like a guy's forearm and shit. See that I can understand, but feet? Like forearms look cool, hands look cool. Especially like the veins and shit. That's cool. Like that I can get it. But feet? Feet? Okay, well, I drew the feet as least crappily as I can. Now we gotta figure out what else has changed with Mr. Link. Just make like this shit. Just put spikes on everything. No, we have to change to the Ganon and Ganondorf. Okay, let's look at Ganon's armor. I don't know if there's anything I can do with Ganon's armor. He's got these very like tribal looking armor. I mean, well, he's like from the you know, I was just playing the fucking we're gonna give him the cape. I was playing Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity that I got in Japan the other day. And I got to the part with the Gerudo. Yeah, I got to the part with like all the Gerudo women, and I was like just completely blanked the fuck out on what they were called. I do think I just kept calling them the Urbosas. I was like, oh, it's like a bunch of Urbosa. I didn't remember what they were called. Like fucking Gerudo, yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Like Ganondorf is like one of my favorite characters since even before I ever played like any Legend of Zelda games, because he was one of my main. He is one of my mains in Smash Bros. I'm a fucking Ganondorf main, and he's sick as fuck. But I definitely did not remember his armor and shit and cape being all this like tribal looking. It's very like. It has like a lot of fringes and a lot of frills, and then has like he's got the things on his what the fuck you call the armor that you put on your lower leg, like the fucking I'm like I just can't words. I don't do words. I forget names, I forget words. And then his wrists, like, so he has on the Greaves. On his greaves, he has like there's not even armor. There's like armor at his like knee, like this. Kind of like knee pad shit armor. Like studded. He's got like the studded. But then he has these I don't know what they're called, but it's definitely like a thing you see. Well, actually I think cowboys have them. Cowboys have them and like Native Americans have them. They're like these like there's like a Native American tribe that has these. Well, it's more like the patterns on there that look kind of Native American, but he's got like the boot covering. He's got like the greave coverings, like that. I've never noticed that before. I always thought he had like some. I knew he had like leather armor, but I never noticed he had like. I always thought he had more plate than that. He got like the shoulder plate, and that's basically it. So I think what I was thinking I might do is he has this collar. And I think it's a pretty cool looking collar. I might give that. We definitely need to make the hat into like a hood. I mean, maybe not exactly because it's kind of a long pointy hat, and a long pointy hood would not be great. But yeah, maybe just kind of like make it into like, maybe just kind of have it come on the sides of his head, like have like this kind of hood thing going, or not hood, this kind of like hat hood thingy going, where it has like those little like flaps on the side. Although that kind of conflicts with what I was gonna do with the collar. I was gonna have the Ganondorf collar that goes like this. I think those collars are sick. Like they're like the cylindrical looking like raised collar shit. So it's one or the other. Can't really do both. If it was like a video game, they would clip. They would clip with each other. You can definitely give him pauldrons. Alright, I do still have a lot of time. But I gotta start. I do have to start moving into the phase where I start defining stuff more. Move out of the phase of the sketching phase and more into the drawing the line work phase. Not that I really have much of a line work phase. I don't like I don't like redoing my lines. I like to turn my sketches into, which I've been kind of validated on. I used to think I was just making like shitty like line work by just trying to turn my sketch into line work. But Sam Does Art, whose art looks like sick as fuck and professional, he basically does that. He has like the messy, he basically does that. He turns his sketches into line work, into like very messy line work, and it looks sick. Like, you kind of just have to make it work with the coloring. So I think I am gonna go with this kind of hat hood thing. It's kind of like an elvish kind of thing, right? Like, I mean, I know Hylians are humans, not elves, but like they have that elf look, right? I mean, in Minish Cap, which is my other favorite one, and then in an Ocarina of Time 2, which I'm currently playing, he literally passes as a Minish. He's passing as a Minish. Ocarina of Time, while it's really good, took me a lot more getting into. Because you have to keep in mind that I played Twilight Princess all the way through, like, basically right before I started Ocarina of Time. And in my opinion, partly because it's older, but like, I'm sure people will like hate me, but like, because it's older, it's literally a less good Twilight Princess. But then when I was like, when I did start getting into it more, I'm like, okay, no, it does stand on its own. It does stand on its own. But when I first started playing it, just the way that it's like the combat is very similar style. So when I first started playing it, it took me a lot more to enjoy it. And also, you start as like a kid. I was like, I'm playing Twilight Princess, but I'm a child, and I'm doing the Twilight Princess combat, but I'm a child. So it took me a little bit to get into it. I know it's blasphemy, but they always say Ocarina of Time is like the greatest one ever. Well, either they're intelligent and they say, I'm gonna piss off so many people. Either they're intelligent and intelligent Legend of Zelda fans, and they say that Ocarina of Time is the best one, or they're way too young and they say I'm gonna put it in the nice way, because I know that there are also people of my generation that aren't way too young that do know the old games that say this shit. But I will be nice and I will say they are too young and they say that Breath of the Wild is the best one. And they are wrong. If you think Breath of the Wild is the best Legend of Zelda game, you are not a Legend of Zelda fan. I'm not a fan of gatekeeping, but I'm going to be a gatekeeper here because you are wrong. No, Breath of the Wild is good. I'm not like a Breath of the Wild hater, but it's not a fucking Legend of Zelda game. It's good, but it's not a Legend of Zelda game. It's not a mainline Legend of Zelda game. Legend of Zelda games have the cool like things that you unlock that allow you to access and do stuff that you couldn't do before. I know people hate backtracking, but that aspect of unlocking stuff is cool. Being able to like literally unlocking more things that you can do in different areas of the world you've already been in. Fantastic. And dungeons. Although playing the Ocarina of Time right now, and then my time playing Twilight Princess, I probably have like a love-hate with dungeons. I think the Zelda games need dungeons, but also they can be pretty frustrating. Okay, I'm gonna make this. No, you just don't take anything I'm saying too seriously if it's gonna make you mad. I'm serious in that I don't think that I think Breath of the Wild is 100% not, but also like it's all in good fun. We can agree to disagree. It's fine. I mean, I get equally upset when people are like, "Oh, you don't like the weapon breaking? Get good." And it's like, it's not about fucking getting good. It's about the shit is retarded. Weapons breaking is stupid as fuck. It's not that I can't play the game well because of it. It's just dumb. Like durability system, and people always like tried to defend it by being like, durability systems in games have been a thing for like a million years. It's like, yeah, but the durability systems in those games are not stupid as fuck. Durability system is great as a thing. It's perfectly fine as a thing. I play MMOs, I play RPGs. Your weapons lose durability over time and you repair them. Great. Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, I'm fighting a boss. And people are like, "Oh, well, you get like 100 million weapons throughout the game, so you're never going to run out of weapons." Well, first of all, I did run out of weapons on a boss. Second of all, even if I didn't run out of weapons on a boss, you know how fucking stupid as fuck it is to be like, hit the boss like 20 times and then your weapon breaks. Oh, here's another weapon. Hit the boss 20 times and your weapon breaks. Oh, here's another weapon. Hit your boss 20 times and your weapon breaks. Fucking so stupid. It's not about get good. It's about as dumb as shit. That was honestly my major gripe, was the weapons were stupid. Apparently they fixed it a little bit with Tears of the Kingdom. And my friend also told me they kind of fixed the dungeon issue with Tears of the Kingdom. Like Tears of the Kingdom, my friend told me that Tears of the Kingdom actually has dungeons. But I've seen mixed things about that as well. We'll have to see. I'll get around to it eventually. But I'm trying to work through all the older games first. It's Ocarina of Time, Link's Awakening. Well, it's the remastered Link's Awakening on Switch. Majora's Mask, I have it on my 3DS. Wind Waker, although that's gonna, if I don't want to find an old copy, I still have my Wii to play GameCube games on. If I don't want to do that, I have to get Switch 2. I have to buy the Switch 2 if I want to play Wind Waker. No, I'll probably just try to find old. When I saw that announcement initially, I was excited. I'm like, oh, I can just play it on their introducing GameCube. Oh, it's only for Switch 2. Yeah, I'm definitely not planning on buying a Switch 2. If I do, it won't be until they decide to stop with the bullshit. Maybe when I can buy a Switch 2 game from Walmart for like $40, I'll do it. That's what I just did with like Switch games. that I didn't want to pay full price for. We'll see. Playing old shit. So yeah, I'll probably end up, if I mean, I've been working through the games, the Legend of Zelda games very slowly. So like, if I get to the point where I finish the ones that I have, and I'm gonna get Wind Waker, then I guess we'll see. But yeah, this thing about the Switch, it's partly because of the price of the games, and because as I said, I'm already playing a lot of old games, and I don't want to spend. I'm basically not spending full price on like new games. And it's also partly because, like, yeah, I was watching a lot of stuff, and people are pointing out, like, all the really predatory, like, business practices that Nintendo is engaging in. And people defend it, and, like, I understand, like, the logic of those defenses might work on, like, a situation-to-situation basis. But the problem is, it's just, like, it's literally, like, an industry-wide problem, a lot of these things. And, like, even if you can defend, like, one instance of one thing, like, it only works internal to the argument, like, to that situation. When you start examining, like, things as a whole, and the way that, like, a lot of the big AAA game companies are doing things is pretty bad. And I think a lot of people just defend Nintendo for it because they have, like, positive memories associated with Nintendo, but like people don't realize that like their positive memories of playing Nintendo games isn't actually Nintendo. Like, it's a corporation. Like, positive memories of Nintendo is not a person working at Nintendo. Like, it's a corporation. Like, they just want your money. And I was just watching, like, a major takedown of it, and I'm like, you know, honestly, I am usually the person that will still buy stuff. Because, like, oh, it's like the next generation. Like, you have to if you want to keep playing the games. But, yeah, they made a lot of good points. And it's like, I mean, they were talking a lot about, like, how the remasters, they're, like, literally reselling stuff. I mean, I couldn't go into all of it. I couldn't really speak on it with a lot of authority. But they made a lot of good points. Talk about how things are being, like... Okay, well, like, one of my issues that I've had for a while, even with the Switch, which is why I ended up buying the games that I bought, like, when I was in Japan and getting, like, actually a little bit cheaper than I would have even gotten at, like, Walmart or Target here, is, like, I'm not gonna pay like they came out with, like, the Pokemon Snap remaster, remake, whatever, and, like, oh, I thought, like, oh, that's really cool, right? But it's not like, there's a difference between a $60 game and a game that is not $60, right? But they're charging $60 for. Like I sucked it up with Pokemon, with the Pokemon games, because I'm like, well, it's like the big franchise, it's like the next big mainline game. Like, you're kind of on copium, but it's like, okay, it's Pokemon. Like, I want to keep playing Pokemon. Great. But, like, even that situation, there's really not anything more about those games that makes them worth more than they were when they were on, like, DS or, like, handheld. Like, all they did was start making it for console. And, like, but it's not just that, but honestly, like, they've been getting more and more, like, low effort. Like, I've been, like, it's not necessarily, that's not me saying I didn't like the games. Like, I actually did really like Sword and Shield and Scarlet. I actually really liked them. I wasn't one of the people who was, like, hating on Sword and Shield. I actually liked it a lot. But if you look at it objectively, they've really been skimping more and more. Like, think about how empty the worlds are compared to how they were when you played them on The ones on like DS and even like Game Boy. Or think about the one that I love to shit on is the Diamond and Pearl remakes. Cause like I played Pokemon Platinum and it's like it's to this day one of my favorite, probably my like absolute favorite Pokemon game aside from like maybe Emerald. And like if you look at the remakes, the art quality is like a million times shittier. They just put it in 3D. The art style is objectively like 20 times worse, and they just made it 3D. Like if you go back and you play Pokemon Platinum, it looks fucking beautiful. It may be like, 64, what it may be like however many pixels or whatever, but it looks gorgeous. Like making things have more polygons or making things 3D does not make them look better. Like those remakes just looked so god fucking awful. And like Pokemon Platinum was like on handheld. So it was not $60. But then you got to pay $60 for a game that looks shittier and has less. Now granted, I didn't play it. I bought it for like super cheap. I don't even remember, like maybe like $20. But I didn't play it. I literally only bought it, and I bought it from a third party. I didn't buy it from fucking Nintendo. I bought it from a third party, and I literally only did it so that I could get Darkrai and Legends Arceus. It's just like oh my god, the artist in me wanted to kill itself when I saw that game. But yeah, like Pokemon Snap, like that shit looked cool. But it's not like a $60 game. And then this guy was also talking about like all the remakes of stuff that like when they first came out were like 40. And then apparently they released like for like the Wii U for like 20 or 30. And they're now releasing the same game, and he said like again like less good quality for 60, and they're trying to sell it as like a full $60 console game. Like that's insane. This is like barely touches the surface too. I was like, man, Jesus. I'm like, these are all things that I've already thought, but like putting them all together in a video takedown, I'm like, it just puts it all in perspective. So don't buy a fucking like. Don't buy like $100 like new AAA games. Just there's so many old games, and I'm sure you have like a million games on your sitting on. I know I do. I have a ton of games like sitting in my Steam library that I either never finished or I never even played. I have like the PlayStation Plus. I have, like, I think I literally looked at the number, like 80 games on there from the monthly games that you get, like free. See, people are like, oh, like PlayStation also did like predatory stuff. It's like, well, no shit, PlayStation also did predatory stuff. It's a fucking corporation. They all do fucking predatory shit. Like you're not gonna get away from that. But at least like PlayStation literally gives you, I mean, granted you're paying for the subscription, so you can't really say it's free games, but like the value you're getting out of the subscription is way more. Now granted, it's probably one of those things where it's like they know that you're gonna download them for free and that you're not gonna fucking play them anyway. But that's my point. Like you have how many games that you've gotten from like the monthly? I know that I do. Like literally when I'm bored now, instead of like being like, oh, let me buy another new game, let me look at what I already have. Let me look at the library of neglected games that I've never played. Yeah, anyway. The problem is these practices will keep going on as long as people are shelling out money for new games. And as I said, like, glass houses, like, I know I'm one of those people, at least to some degree. Like, I can't say I don't do it at all. I mean, I literally was, like, telling my wife, like, oh, I want the Switch 2 when it comes out. I know what I want for my birthday. Like, my birthday's next week. I'm like, oh, I know what I want for my birthday. I want the Switch 2. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe there are more productive uses of your time and your money. You don't always have to have the next new shiny thing. Like, it's not gonna make you happy. I've gotten so much more satisfaction from like from playing all the old games that I never played than I've gotten from. Well, no, I mean, of course I've gotten a lot of good satisfaction playing new games as well. Like, I'm not trying to be like reject all worldly possessions. Like, I'm not coming at it from that angle. I'm just saying that there's probably some unappreciated stuff sitting in your games library. And if not, there's some other old games that you could probably purchase like secondhand and save some money. Like, you're not going to be spending $80 on getting, unless it's like an extremely rare, like limited edition game. I know my friend has some of those. I know my friend's sitting on some like old GameCube games that are probably worth like $1 million. But anyway, that's enough sanctimonious, self-righteous lecturing from me. I just kind of got in like a, I just get going, man. I just get going sometimes. But I think they're all valid points. All right, so how much does this look like a warlock? I don't know. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best, man. I'm doing my best. No, honestly, I don't think I've been thinking enough about warlock specifically, and I've just been trying to make a Ganon-inspired Link. I don't know, man. I think we're getting somewhere with it. It doesn't really look like Link. The face is not really right. The problem is I'm drawing from this Twilight Princess one where his nose is like this. And his nose doesn't look like that in any other game. It's just the way that it's like shaded. It looks like this, man. That's why it looks like that. I might just redo that part. Sometimes when you're drawing from reference, you don't want to draw what is actually in the reference. Let me get a different picture of Link that's not like shaded like that. Let me see. Link, 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 link. Oh, that is a very Twinkie Link. Or is that redundant? All right, let me see. All right, there. That's a little bit better. Oh, that's like a statue. Okay, that's a little bit better. Gotta get the edgelord like bangs going. I don't know how I feel about these like hair strands coming out of his hat. I might do what I do for like female characters, what like artists do for female characters sometimes with his nose, where you just have like the little. It does look more like Link's nose, I think, than what I did before. That's not really a proper for like 3/4 view probably, which is what this kind of is. I do think that looks better, but his eyes probably need to be a little bit softer. He's kind of got like those like big round Horse eyes. Bird. No, he doesn't have. He has brown eyes. He has like blue eyes, man. Does it look kind of Dark Link? I actually don't know what game Dark Link is from. Was there a Dark Link in Twilight Princess? I feel like as much as I liked that game, it does kind of blur in my memory now. I only have so much like memory capacity for the things that I've played. I remember like my overall feeling of playing them, but I don't remember like every level and every, you know, like I watch stuff now and then I have to like, I don't know if this is like really stupid, but I will go on like Wikipedia and look up the plot for something that I already played or I already watched, because I'm just like, I don't remember how that went. Okay, let's not give him like duck lips. Alright, I'm gonna go in with, so I'm going in with a dark, like a thicker brush to make some like more defined lines to my line work. He still has the Hylian shield, that's fine. Like anybody can pick that shit up, right? Oh, you know what? Does it make sense if it's not even like his patron is Ganon? What if this is just Link if he picked up the Triforce of Power instead of the Triforce of Courage? It's just like Triforce of Power Link. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I can do to make this look more like dark and edgy. Where's that original drawing I was drawing from? Here's this one. Dude, he kind of looks like, you know what I was thinking? He kind of looks like a Zora. I was like, he looks like some other Legend of Zelda character. His face looks kind of like a Zora. This is fun though. I'm enjoying this. Whether or not it turns out exactly like the challenge was supposed to be, but it's a cool drawing. Here, maybe I'll make this into like the stud plate. Here, I still want to have a bit of this tunic though. I was trying to figure out what to do with his chest. That's why I looked at the reference again. He has a. I was trying to. There's something there, and I don't remember what it is. It's a strap. He's got like a leather strap across here, and then he's got like a belt. He's got like a belt buckle. We're obviously keeping some elements of his actual like attire. His original vanilla attire, if you will. Alright, even though the line work is still kind of, you know, sketchy, we're gonna start, I think we're gonna start coloring it. We're starting to get to the time in the stream. About 40 something minutes. But it's very easy to overestimate how much time you have And I would like to finish this. It might not happen, but I'd like to finish it. Yeah, I am gonna scale it a little bit. It's kind of bothering me how it's like going all the way to the edges. It's not very good composition wise. There we go. Here, maybe I'll throw some shadows under his feet to like ground him a little bit better. I think I do have trouble with that sometimes. Like the character doesn't necessarily look in contact with the ground the way that they should be. Ooh, you know, talk about, you know, one way to make him look edgier. He's got to have some sort of dark power going on. Maybe this is even like a inky blackness or something. Shadow coming out of the soles of his feet or something. I don't know. You got to emanate power somehow. I probably don't want to do all the legwork of figuring out exactly what this power is, though. Got time for that, but some demonic shadow realm shit. Here, I want to fill in his... I wonder if this is going to work. No, not really. Yeah, my line work is not clean enough to do fills normally unless I'm specifically editing them so I can do fills. I probably don't want this completely black because it's not how light works, but it might work like stylistically though. It's just how his power is visually manifesting. I don't know, you know, you kind of figure it out as you go. It doesn't always make 100% perfect logic. But it's art. It doesn't have to. You know, unless you're actually making an actual story or comic out of it. And even then, there's some flexibility, you know. Suspension of disbelief, whatever. You know, I think I'm a little bit old-fashioned. You know how long I've been doing like art digitally, and I really still sometimes do everything on like one fucking layer or two layers. Like all of this so far has been on one layer. Like I don't know who actually does that. Everyone that I watch that does digital art does like a layer for everything. A little bit old-fashioned still. I haven't like 100% worked out how to use layers 100% efficiently. Even like my coloring system of using different layers for color is not like optimized or whatever. I just, if it looks all right and it works, then it works. I might be able to make my life easier than that, but for me it's like unless I have a specific reason why I have to learn a better way of doing something, then I just spend enough time like just practicing just like non-digital art things digitally that like literally just drawing better, that I don't spend a lot of time like learning the digital stuff. I'm just learning to draw better, and I just happen to be doing it on a tablet. Alright, do we want to start coloring? I know I said I was going to start coloring. I haven't started coloring yet. Alright, so we are going to make a layer for that, and we're going to put it under this one. I don't even really use multiply. I just color under the because my line layer is just lines, like I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's transparent and shit, so you can literally just draw under there. We are still gonna make this green. Yeah, I don't have much of a workflow either, I guess, man. Like, I haven't optimized the shit. It's literally just start coloring. Is this the most efficient part to color first? Probably not. Small little area. There are like people that fill in like the base color, like just like a flat, like just like a flat color on everything, so then they can just like fill basically, or like the thing that I have started doing a little bit is or I did mess around with a little bit is using a fucking what is it called? Is using a fucking what is it called? Yeah, that thing. Clipping mask. At least when I'm shading. So I don't have to, like, so you only have to worry about staying in the lines once. Once everything is in the lines, anything you color, and it's also easier to change out colors too. Like that's the other thing I learned. Because in the past, if I wanted to change the color or something, I would have had to like. Actually, I guess I would have just done selected by color. It's not too big of a deal. You can just go like, there. That's all of the green. That's all the green. That's all the green. Whatever. But it does make it a little easier to just like literally just change the color on something. I learned how to color lines, which is cool. Which I learned like a long time ago, and then I just didn't retain the information on exactly how to do it. Alright, just got this brown, tan, whatever, beige, pants. I don't know how much this looks like a warlock, man, but I did my best. I think I was just more focused on the lore than I was on the challenge. Ooh, actually, you know what I can do? Hold up. Why don't I give him like a fucking... Why don't I give him a... Let me make a different layer for that. Can I give him like a... What is it? The Eldritch Blast, right? Like a fucking... I just give him like a fucking Eldritch Blast. I don't know how to do it. I just give him like an Eldritch Blast. He needs some sort of aura, man. If he can be like a fucking warlock, he needs like just some cool like spell shit happening around him. All I have is these like puddles of darkness. This needs to be brighter. You know, this probably needs to be on a glow dodge? No. Do I need to put a base color down first? I don't really know. I just fuck around with this shit. I don't really know how to do it. Yeah, dodge, you need an actual color there. all there already. Soft light, hard light. I need to practice doing like elemental looking like effects. I'm not very good at it. It's like all about practicing like shape and line. So making my line work is already not very good, so there you go, but one thing that you do is you kind of follow the lines and the shape that's already there. Like that's the key, I think, to doing the shit that looks good. Is you follow the. Oops. I need to zoom in a little bit. This is probably like the last thing that I should do, man. This is not the point of the drawing at which you do this. At which you add these kind of effects. But it's fine, I did it on a different layer, so fuck it. Yeah, you just make the negative space work. That's the only way I can think to do it. In a way that looks at least aesthetic. Alright, let's go back to coloring. We'll make that glow later, or we'll add like a glow behind him or something. I'm probably not gonna be able to finish this, honestly. Honestly. If I don't finish, when I upload it to YouTube, I'll put the finished thing at the end or whatever, so you can at least see how it turned out. Make you guys go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I don't even know what this was. I think that was supposed to be that part, but it didn't really line up quite right for that, so I'll just make that part of the boot. Yeah, so you don't need to have super clean line work. You just like emphasize a couple lines to be cleaner, and then coloring makes it look better. I don't know, my line work is just so shitty, but that's what you get when you're a lazy bitch like me. Alright, I think I need to go to the Ganondorf one again, so I can. Whoa. Hello? That was weird. My brush stopped working for like a minute. A second. I don't know, I'm pretty happy with this, honestly. I know like the rendering is not like amazing, but I kinda like it. I kinda dig it. Oh, I didn't really render this part. I mean, I didn't really do the line work for this part. He has this like shirt that's kind of the same color as those pants, the canvas color. And then, well, the thing is, in this one, he has, I changed this arm guard a little bit, this van brace a little bit. But he's got, you know, like the cloth under there, which is the green color. Oh, he is wearing a glove. Okay. He's wearing a glove as well. Which is also kind of a brown. I can't tell if that has fingers or not. Can't tell if it's fingerless or not. What if his face is being corrupted? Like, what if his face looks fucked up? You know what I mean, right? Like a fucking... I'll do it in a second. Like, what if he has this red shit? I don't know. I don't know. Not really like that, but... I don't know. I'll figure it out. Let me finish coloring this part. Blue eyes. Behind blue eyes. Behind blue eyes, I'm Ganon's bitch. Behind blue eyes. I can't remember the tune of that song right now, but that's okay. It'll prevent me from getting copyright claimed anyway. What do we think? Let's do the... Here, I'm gonna get this cape. You know, I didn't even incorporate any of Beast Ganon in this. You know? Maybe that's how his face is fucked up. Maybe he has... Maybe give him... What if I give him tusks? I don't know, man. Alright, let me look at this Ganondorf one again. It was red. That works well. It's red. Wait, let me try to... Yeah, I can just fill it. Mostly. Oops. Oh, that's weird, man. What happened here, man? I don't know what happened with that. Is that supposed to be the tunic or I don't know. He's got this like almost like Arabian looking pattern on here. How do I get my, hold up, can I change the, you know, I figured out, I had it on Photoshop that I could do pressure, and now I don't know how to do it on Clip Studio. I still haven't gotten used to everything on Clip Studio. I want my lines to taper, but I don't know how to make it, how to do that for this. Probably have to change the marker. I feel like that's stupid. Why can't I just... I feel like I should be able to just do it, but I don't know how. Fuck it, man. I'm just gonna have to. We're just gonna have to work with what we got. I don't have the time right now to figure out how to get it to taper with pressure. It should have been like the first thing I figured out when I started using Clip Studio. Yeah, it's kind of like Arabian looking, man. It's kind of got this, well, I don't know. It's like kind of Arabian, kind of like Eastern looking. I don't know. It doesn't have to be exactly like it is in the thing. What if he defeated Ganon and then took the Triforce of Power and then became the next Ganon? Get your ketchup and mustard right here. No, I don't think it looks bad like that. But it just it looks like somebody did a somebody was like trying to get like good dyes for their for their character on their armor their armor on their character on Guild Wars, and they posted it to like the community thing group or whatever that I was part of, and they were asking for like advice, and so I think somebody was like, the colors remind me a little bit too much of ketchup and mustard and ketchup and mustard, which is fine, but maybe just change like the hues ever so, like it can still be red and yellow, but maybe just change the hues ever so slightly. And I just thought about it. It just made me think about that. Ronald McDonald looking ass. No, this is not too bad. I don't think it looks like that. Let me know if it does. Let me know if it does make you think this is one Ronald McDonald looking motherfucker, but Ronald McDonald looking ass bitch. I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. Hopefully I'll finish, man. Yeah, I still got time, actually. First, I overestimated how much time. Now, I actually think I have a little bit more than I thought I would. It's only 10:36. I got about 24 minutes. I don't mind going over a little bit over if I have to finish it on stream, because that's the ideal thing. No, that looks pretty sick, man. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with this. Not too bad, not too bad. Oh, I need how the armor looks like. So this is black armor with gold trim, or gold detailing, whatever. They're like pieces of the Ganondorf armor. No, I think it's also because it just feels good. This is like the most like finished looking thing I've managed in a while. It's tough. I don't have like a lot of attention span. That's the reason I was saying I want to do it for my art. Like, I need to do more art streams. Like, I haven't done an art stream in like well over a month, maybe even 2 months. This is like part of the reason I wanted to do art streams. because it gives me structure. It forces me to have attention span with art. Oh, I didn't save this, dude. I didn't save this whole fucking time. 1 second. Let's give it a quick save. Fan art. I guess I can go with fan art. Does that, 1 second. Okay. I was wondering if that showed any of my windows. Alright, anyway. Alright, so you guys can see my windows when I do that. Okay, good to know. Not that there's anything sensitive there, but good to know. Oops, fuck. Alright, what else do I need? Ganondorf's sword. I think I closed that reference, but let's do the shield. And I suck at rendering metal. Something I need to practice. There's just like way too many things I need to practice, man. The only thing I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to is like any like additional effects. I think I can finish coloring in the flats. Like I'm pretty sure I can finish coloring in the flats here. But if I want to add anything like to fuck up his face at all from corruption, or what was I just thinking? I wanted to, oh yeah, or maybe like any like wear and tear or corruption on the Hylian shield or anything. Like I was kind of thinking, you know, that's the Triforce. What if I take the Triforce, one of those triangles? I don't know if they correspond to the different Triforce, but make one of like the Triforce of power, make it like all big and glowy and like, I don't know, purple or some shit. I don't know. Or red. Probably red with the way I've colored everything else. I think I kind of want to make this part of the shield like look like the armor. I don't know why. And I don't know if it makes sense, but I want to do it. I just want to see how it looks. I just feel like I need more of that black and gold plate look. It works anyway because the Triforce is gold. So I don't know if any part of the Triforce is supposed to be the Triforce of power, but I'm going to take the red. And I'm going to make it the Triforce of power. Highlighted. And maybe add a glow to it or something. And then this part is blue. But I could fuck it a little bit. Let's see. Make it like purpley. I don't know. As I said, I'm coming up with all this like on the spot as I go. This looks so like janky. It's just my line work. Oh, that kind of screwed up my triangle there. I'll fix that. I definitely want it to be bigger than the other parts. Out of balance, you know, out of balance with the world. The Triforce is out of balance. This motherfucker got the, I don't know. As I said, my lore is rusty. But anyway, I do think if the Triforce of Power is overrepresented, that's a problem, right? He's got the Triforce of Power. It needs to be balanced by somebody having the power, the Triforce of Courage and Triforce of Wisdom, right? That's what I'm going. I'm going with like a mixture of he defeated Ganondorf, and that he took the Triforce of Power, and he took some of his armor. I don't know. You can decide for yourself which makes more sense. Ganondorf is his patron, or yeah. I mean, if you all tuned in late, this, I guess I didn't ever explain it again, but this is basically, this challenge for me was take a character, randomly generated character, which ended up being Link, and pick a randomly generated D&D class to turn him into. And I got Link and Warlock, and I decided that the cool thing to do with that would it be Link with his patron, like basically a corrupted Link whose patron is Ganondorf. Or sorry, not Ganondorf. His patron would be Ganon, right? Like Ganon is like the demon motherfucker. So his patron is Ganon. And then it kind of became, well, maybe it was the Triforce of Power instead of the Triforce of... Like, maybe it was Link if he had defeated Ganon and taken the Triforce of Power and become corrupted and shit. Oh, hey, I forgot. This was the other piece of armor from Ganondorf. Yeah, I just started like incorporating aspects of like Ganondorf's costume into him because I was originally going to try to incorporate more of Ganon, and then I kind of forgot about that. But that's why he started getting pieces of like Ganondorf stuff, and that's what made me think that maybe he like it was actually that he defeated Ganondorf. And then we're moving away from the original prompt of him being like a warlock, whatever. But I think those kind of things can change as you draw because, you know, a prompt or drawing challenge. I think is more like a starting off point. It depends. It doesn't have to frickin' be a, you know, exactly what you started with. Sometimes things evolve into a place that's different. You don't want to force a piece to be something. I'm just gonna make this the same color because in the drawing it's like chain link, and I don't really feel like. Well, maybe I'll make it a little darker. It's like a darker gold, kind of like chain link. I don't really have the time to do. I've got about 14 minutes. I don't think I really have the time to do a bunch of chain link detail there with how long this is taking me. I mean, I'm not doing too bad on time, but the most important thing is getting everything colored, and then we'll see. I want to add some like effects to make this look more dark and corrupt looking, because right now it's not very dark or corrupt. You know, this really doesn't look like much of a warlock at all, but hey, it did a thing. I think it looks cool. We'll try. Oh wait, what color is this motherfucker? I had to look up Ganondorf's sword again. So he's wielding Ganondorf's sword. Yeah, it definitely seems like he kicked Ganondorf's ass and then like took his shit, took his power, took his Triforce. Well, I definitely got a lot more of this done than I thought I was going to. I was going to take a lot longer than it did. Maybe I had some time for some finishing effects. I gotta make it look more. I'm still trying to do the warlock angle. Like I gotta make it look more corrupt and fucked up. It's a little too colorful right now. Add some sort of like glow in the background here. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna fill in the background with a fucking red is probably gonna be, yeah, no, I need something with contrast. So probably like a purple. That's complementary color. Yeah, oh god, look at my line. Look at my shit. It's not clean though. Oh no, hold up. No, hold up. Refer only to editing layer. That's what I did wrong here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, my shit was not fucked up. I just had it on the wrong thing. Okay. Oh, I forgot to color in his eye in white. Kind of important. Normally you don't want to do a direct white, but I feel like it's okay for like a cartoony stylized shit. Anything that's white, like the white of your eye or your teeth, you don't want to do like pure white usually. But for a cartoony kind of look, it's fine. All right, so we have like a lighter. I'm just trying to get the sword right. I'm trying to get everything colored correctly first before I do any other. I'm not gonna get the details on this right. I'm kind of just gonna improvise something that looks cool, inspired by the design that's on here. I'm not trying to get it exact. Cool. Now there's supposed to be like a black outline thing here. This would actually be pretty easy to do, like a polygonal fill or something. It goes like all the way up the side. That's gonna be kind of hard. Can I just fill that? Nice. Okay, that was easier than I thought. Maybe I'm gonna actually let me just do. I'm gonna do the whole side. There we go. Looking pretty cool, if I do say so myself. Still not very warlocky, but I have more time than I thought, so. Oh, I forgot to finish cut. Hold up, I'm doing this part here. Oh, we definitely have to make this darker, man. Alright, I've got time. This is the red part here. I'm gonna do... 1 second. I'm gonna take a... Color dodge. Oh, shit. Whoa. Okay. 1 second. Okay, hold up. That's too pink, man. I don't know how to get this more of a red glow. Oh, there we go. No. Alright, let me get some corruption stuff going here. Let's see. Which is the color layer? That's the color layer. Whoa, that's way too dark. I don't think I have time to do like a bunch of shadows, man, to fully shade this. I got like 3 minutes. Oh, I forgot to make it a, let me make it a clipping layer. There we go. Okay, clipping mask will make it a little bit faster. Way too dark. I just need to darken some things. Probably should just go into view or whatever to do it. Not view, what is it called? Anyway. We're gonna darken up his face. I need to get some like corruption going in his face. But we'll add the shadow first. This is like the fast way to do shadow, I guess. Oh, that was not right at all, man. Oops. Why did I like it smell like weed? Baby, do you smell weed? Babe, do you smell weed? I feel like I smell weed. No? Okay. Alright. Yeah, we live in an apartment, and I was like, I think somebody's smoking some shit. Oh, I wanted to add glow to this part as well. Oh man, I'm out of time. Well, we're gonna still finish. We're gonna finish this up. I don't mind going a little bit over. I don't have a whole lot left. We're gonna finish this. Don't y'all worry. We gonna finish this. Oops. All right. All I have to do is just add some like shit on his face. Maybe just like some of these lines. I meant to do that on color dodge. It's not like super fucked up, but you know, that's fine. I don't have a lot of time to figure out like how to get his shit exactly like. To figure out exactly how to portray corruption. I want to fuck up this shield. Just adding some scratch marks. What the fuck is that shit, dog? What y'all think? I think it's pretty good. I don't know. I'm just adding some weird, like, hatching lines or something to, like, make shit look. I don't know. I think that's pretty much it. I may or may not do some more refining, but anyway, thanks y'all for joining. It's just been fun. I hope y'all liked it. It's the first art stream I've done in like a long time. This was definitely enjoyable for me. If y'all enjoyed, don't forget to follow, and have a good night. And I'll catch y'all on Wednesday for some Lotro. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. All right.